Paul, teachers who are new to rural Alaska and working in the village are often confused about regional corporations and tribal, is it government?
Right. And it is confusing. It's confusing if you grow up in the village because unless the schools help you figure it out, there's nothing natural about knowing about regional corporations, tribal governments, village corporations, IRAs, all these things. So the best way to do it is just to unpack from somewhere. And I think what we will do is start out with village corporations. And it's not because it's the most important, it's just an easier one to grasp, I think. So under our version of a treaty, the Alaska Native Claims Settlement Act that Congress enacted in 1971, we were charged with creating over 200 village corporations originally and 12 regional corporations. And under a section of the Land Claims Act, section D2, 17D2, the regional and village corporations are economically tied. They're tied in another direction or in another way about land, because typically in the congressional model for village and regional corporations, the village corporations own the surface estate, and the regional corporation owns the subsurface estate, the village corporation lands. That's the standard model. So you really can't do much of anything unless you're cooperative. It's built into the system. And it's the village corporation, the amount of land title that a village corporation would obtain under ANCSA, and the amount of money from the settlement that the village corporation would obtain are based on population. So you have to have at least 25 Alaska Natives in the community who want to start the village corporation. And this was a one-time deal. You had to decide back then in 1972. And so if you had 50 rather than 25, you had twice as many, you get a larger land selection that you can do as a village corporation. And you get a larger portion of the $962.5 million that was the funds that were Congress gave to Alaska Native organizations, these corporations, as a way to partially pay for all the lands that were taken, about over 300 million acres. So it's a huge settlement. So that's there. The village corporation is there. Socially, it's important because they might have the access to enough money to start a store, a local store, or they might invest somewhere else where the investment might be more promising. So maybe you buy a business in Anchorage, and if it's successful, a portion of the profits, of course, if they come back to the village, you either use it to grow the village corporation, or you take those profits and you divide them up among the shareholders as dividends. I think a part of what makes village corporations confusing is that the state of Alaska has a permanent fund, which also issues dividends to every citizen. So if you're an Alaska Native in your community, in your village corporation, you're a shareholder in it, you're getting dividends from them, and then you're also typically receiving dividends from the state of Alaska. It's kind of messy that way. And we still, in all this, we still haven't gotten to regional corporations, traditional Native governments, or state municipal government. And those are all players as well in this actually pretty complex from a legal and social standpoint, set of organizations that impact your lives if you're living in these villages. What makes it more confusing is that often 3 or 4 people will be wearing multiple hats. So one will be the CEO of the village corporation, somebody else will be on the board of directors of the village corporation, but they are also, one of the board of directors might be the mayor of the municipality, and then someone else might be on the board of the regional corporation, or it might be one person with all those hats. And that makes it even more interesting. And then you throw in who's on the school board, and it's off to the races. I mean, it's challenging. It's complex. The good news about this is, as a teacher, these are unique in many ways. And if you're thinking about making government come alive, rather than have it just be this cardboard figure in a textbook, this is a great place to jump into the water and start understanding it better yourself and trying to help your students understand this really important part of how you contribute to the life of the community.